Hey, what's good, y'all? I've been meditating and deep diving on this whole concept of soul family and karmic connections. I just want to drop some science while I cruise around the city here. Here we go.
One of an awakened being's most deepest yearnings is the call for like-minded souls to share a fulfilling, nourishing bond with. In the larger scheme of things, we are eternal energy, and it's this energy that animates all creation. So from that perspective, all of creation can be considered our soul family. All of us are unique expressions of the multiverse, and throughout the soul's journey we're attracted to other souls who occupy the same wavelength we reside on. Ultimately, all there are is waveforms on an electromagnetic spectrum, and these waveforms are visible to our eyes only within a certain range. There is far more of what makes up reality that is not visible to us than what is, and just like there are radio and gamma waves and ultraviolet rays that vibrate within a specific bandwidth or frequency range, so too do souls reside on different wavelengths. On one level, soul fam is anyone we share an affinity with to the degree our consciousness occupies the same wavelength. These dharmic relationships reflect the harmony experienced by vibrating at the same frequency. We share similar perspectives, life purposes, passions, and belief systems. These are the ones that we really flow magnetically and effortlessly with, to the point where our words are not even necessary. The second level is what's considered our star family, or star seeds. Many beings at this time on Earth are not exactly human as we already know. To only have a human experience would be a narrow paradigm in the larger scope of the universe. Star seeds are higher dimensional beings from other star systems that incarnate as third dimensional humans. There are millions of higher dimensional beings on Earth at this time to awaken humanity and elevate the frequency here through our respective callings. This level of soul family resides beyond the Earth arena and includes anyone part of our multidimensional network or soul team that we know from beyond our physical incarnation. The main challenge with these connections is the frequency here on Earth is so dense compared to higher states of consciousness that it can be very difficult to communicate with them and feel the love and assistance that star fam transmits to us. But as our dormant psychic abilities start getting activated more and more, communication can be easier. Another more esoteric interpretation of this concept of soul family has its origins at the level of being known as a monad, or the oversoul. The monad is best described as a ray of creation, just like the rays emanate outward from the center of its source to encompass a sphere. Each ray of consciousness emerges from ultimate reality emanating outward at a certain torque, rhythm, and temperament that holds a certain perspective or facet of infinite consciousness. In other words, the oversoul is a fractal expression of all that is. Think of the monad as being the beginning of the fractal, an individual expression of all that is. It branches out in individual soul units that all share its unique essence. This is the deepest level of soul family. These connections cannot help but elevate our own consciousness and accelerate our spiritual evolution due to the amount of awareness one gains through the mirroring that takes place. Part of our soul family at this level are incarnated off-planet, as the monad or oversoul can hold many concentrated points of attention at once, each focal point exploring a different dimension of reality. The fourth level of soul fam are those people in our life we have soul contracts with, which include souls on any wavelength and any phase of consciousness. These are how the overarching themes that we come into this life to master get played out. I'll mirror to you your full power. You betray me so I can have a breakthrough. I'll leave you so you can learn the true value of self-love, etc. All the major themes we experience in a lifetime are learned through other souls who have agreed to play some part in our life that is a pivotal agent to our personal development. This is the most relatable level because our soul family is like the cast of a movie. We're all a group of actors that share a script, but we have our own version where we're the lead actor of our own movie, and every person in our soul family plays a unique role. We trade off each lifetime playing out a different dynamic. Brother and sister, mother and daughter, best friends, a mentor. All different kinds of arrangements are made within this group. For example, if a soul desires to awaken in this life, they can make a contract with a soul on a different wavelength to assist. And although this isn't our soul fam in the truest sense, it would be considered imperm tribe because we are playing a key role they need fulfilled in their particular journey. This is also the level where karmic relationships enter the scene, because at this level of reality, we are not just choosing our lessons and experiences from our own spiritual sovereignty. We get pulled and magnetized to situations, events, and relationships that we need to learn from for our soul's development. Karma is unconscious momentum. The momentum of our actions, temperament, and perceptions are all aspects of our soul's resonance that creates patterns. We typically think of ourselves as one being, but we're more like a quartz crystal. We have different facets or aspects to us, and each of these facets are contributing to the momentum that generates our karma. We come into this life with whatever remains unlearned and unprocessed within our soul complex, as well as our gifts and talents and whatever we've already mastered. We have different points of attraction, therefore our karma is not fixed nor singular. We are always being drawn to people, places, and things that represent some theme we wish to heal or wish to fulfill. Much like the grieving cycle, there are facets of our consciousness that need some form of closure, which is ironic because our energetic wounds, also known as karmic imprints, leave openings in our auric field that energetically represent an area of our soul that's lacking the love of our awareness. So seeking closure is fitting when addressing karma both emotionally and energetically. Karmic relationships can still be considered soul family, but are more of a roundabout scenic route. The biggest difference between karmic relationships and soul family is that karmic connections are not conscious collaborations. We travel with our soul family, but with karmic partners, it's not by choice. We are magnetically pulled into these connections because they hold aspects of our power, or essence, that need to be reclaimed and integrated. Karmic bonds are ill-fated. They provide us with the catalysts we require for our soul's evolution and propel us into our dharma like a slingshot. On the real, karmic relationships are meant to block us on every possible way until our ego hits rock bottom and we're faced to meet whatever is within ourselves that has been denied, repressed, or rejected. Basically anything unconscious. One could look at karmic relationships as providing the necessary friction that's needed in order to break out of the momentum of their own patterns, karma. Although these relationships can lead to extremely positive outcomes if we integrate the lessons they represent, karmic connections are not carried out from a conscious, loving place, so I wouldn't get too homesick for them. We're tied to these people through deep soul themes until we generate new patterns, and sometimes we choose to incur karma so we can have access to certain experiences.
Alright y'all, that's my rant for today. I hope it helped you in your journey in some capacity. Love, light, grace, and ease to you. Om Shanti.